a
good
lot
fight.
of
And one of the many verbal debates coming into the fight has been the subject of
fighting out of the
dream, a bad dream, an exciting dream.
the Filipino crowd chanting for Pacquiao as he moved toward the center of the ring even before the opening bell.
He's very intent and very angry. I was just see the expression and looking in his eyes. I've known him. But he's fighting a very intelligent fight.
He takes a Pacquiao and seems intent on retaliating. De La Hoya knows he wants to keep his jab going throughout the fight. He hasn't really gotten it going so far.
This has the makings of being a very interesting fight, and I think as it goes on, sooner or later you're going to get some very good exchanges. But right now, Manny is fighting a very smart fight.
Well, if there are two graphic impressions from round one, they're simple. De La Hoya is so much taller, Pacquiao so much faster, and now De La Hoya nails Pacquiao momentarily.
Pacquiao at the moment. Pacquiao's movement confusing him at the moment.
But it would get him busy watching the jab. But right now, Manny is hitting him with his punches off.
That momentarily shocked Oscar.
And right through the middle of De La Hoya's guard. De La Hoya lands.
Here you see what surprised me and has been probably the most effective punch. The little left-hand lead of Manny's is he's getting away after he lands the punch.
Pacquiao's learning curve has accelerated through the middle portion of his career. There was a moment when he was, even though dangerous and destructive, largely a one-note tune. Jab, jab, straight left hand. His ability to fashion the lead left hand, starting his offense with it, as he's doing there, shows how much he's progressed as a tactician.
One thing that you mean is very obvious. Oscar De La Hoya has very little hit.
To fashion the lead left hand, starting his offense with it, as he's doing there, shows how much he's progressed as a tactician.
One thing that you mean is very obvious. Oscar De La Hoya has very little head movement, where Manny Pacquiao is using his upper body movement with his hands, his feet, his gloves, where Oscar's too stationary at this stage here.
Straight up the middle with the left-hand lead. He has reddened De La Hoya's nose from top to bottom with that punch. De La Hoya has not been able to solve Pacquiao's speed, movement, the southpaw style.
If you look, to get in the fine details, not only the head movement is not there with Oscar. He's fighting coming in most of the time leading on his heels, whereas Manny is operating on the ball of his feet.
And somehow, so far, he is neutralizing Oscar's left hand. One of the best.
Up the middle, he has carved out an edge in the first couple of rounds against the longer crawler, Oscar De La Hoya. Manny Pacquiao landing more than half of his power shots. This is a big problem for Oscar De La Hoya, who has landed only 6 of 56 attempted jabs, according to CompuBox. De La Hoya hasn't really gotten his offense going, and he hasn't solved Pacquiao.
Body looks a little weak, and as I said, his upper body movement is not going on.
You're telling me we're going to see a shutout, Emmanuel?
I think Manny's going to get stronger as the fight goes on.
Why did so many ringside experts think that the fight wasn't even a credible
because
idea?
The first guy, we thought he was going to be a bigger guy, and as it turned out,
But sooner or later, he's going to land something. You have to believe that.
He just landed a good left hook to the body there. And Pacquiao, following Freddie Roach's instructions, moved off the ropes as soon as he felt his back against him. There is a big swelling outside the left eye of Oscar. You might describe the first couple of rounds as shock and awe. Pacquiao's speed taking De La Hoya to the cleaners. Now Oscar seems just a little more comfortable.
And that's because he's uncertain where Manny's going to be.
good point. Good point. You can tell that.
Is it also because it's a physically more challenging process to move down in weight, particularly when you're 35 years old, than to move up in weight when you're 29?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And right now, you know, and Oscar, I know he's into this kangaroo meat or whatever he's doing and things, but to me, he just doesn't look that strong when he does things.
Wild punches.
Pacquiao has dominated. Manny Pacquiao is the first southpaw Oscar De La Hoya has fought since September of 1997 when he fought Hector Camacho. Pacquiao always with jabs. De La Hoya seems shocked and not ready for the left-hand lead of Manny Pacquiao.
Right jab, left hand, and then he moves to the side. He's got Oscar turning. If Oscar can't get set, he can't get his punches off. And Manny's turning him. Oscar looks like a guy going out, doing a 360. 3-0. Manny Pacquiao based on not only clean punching, ring generalship when he turns the guy.
And when Harold was speaking, Oscar landed a good straight right hand, but then Pacquiao came back seconds later with a flurry of left hands. Destructive punch for De La Hoya. I asked Freddie Roach yesterday in our meeting, I said, have you ever seen Oscar De La Hoya really hurt somebody with a right hand? And he smiled knowingly and said, nope. And that's a factor in the fight. The straight right hand is often the #1 weapon of choice for a conventional fighter against himself.
Manny could not time him so much, and even if he doesn't land his eyes, keep pumping him. But he doesn't jab enough.
Good body shots there by Pacquiao. And if there was doubt coming in as to whether Pacquiao could affect De La Hoya with his punching power, there shouldn't be any doubt anymore.
And you watch when Manny lands his left, he then moves off often to his own right. So he stays out of the line of fire. He hits it and moves away as soon as he lands it.
This is getting embarrassing.
It's an event.
He cannot control the situation. The worst thing in the world is to come back and complain, I can't handle the speed. And that's exactly what David Diaz said. But David Diaz,
whether he is still a prize fighter.
Many experts wondered why Pacquiao took the fight. Looking at the first four
Beating him
rounds.
to the punch.
This is a terrible feeling. The worst thing it is, I say, to not handle the speed. And he doesn't block those right hands at all. He has his right hand permanently stuck to the side of his face. And Manny just punches us like a wide open invitation.
Getting careless and carried away with the fact that he's doing this.
No, it's a brilliant fight plan for Pacquiao. Far more of an intelligent and tactical fight plan than I personally.
You know, when a lot of the experts...
Good body shot by Oscar.
Biggest now Pacquiao rallies down the stretch.
And after each round, Oscar gives a nod of
Gets it going with 3
insurmountable.
8 edge in power connects. So it probably would have been a reach for any judge to give the round to De La Hoya.
They lead him and look for an opening.
And prevent Pacquiao from countering him as effectively as he has so far.
Even a lot of those punches that Manny has landed, which is on the cup, if you notice, he's never been warned because Oscar has his cup extremely high. So they're really on the belt line.
When Nacho Beristain asks between rounds for 45s, he's not asking that De La Hoya look 45 years old, but rather that he throws his combination left hook, left uppercut, a punch that's thrown at an upward angle trajectory. That's why they call it a 45. Straight left hand right up the pipe for Pacquiao.
And Pacquiao throws it.
Almost guaranteed is going to land about 90% of the time.
And as a graphic visual mark of what's happening in the fight, Manny Pacquiao looks largely untouched as we come toward the end of the 6th, and he is gradually reconfiguring De La Hoya's beautiful face.
Yeah, the left eye looks like it's going to have a problem as the rounds go on.
Well, a lot of critics pointed out that De La Hoya looked scuffed up after fighting Steve Forbes in May. Fighting Manny Pacquiao is entirely different from fighting Steve Forbes.
So once again, Manny Pacquiao shooting a straight left hand right down the pipe. Direct, and that's the kind of punch that's doing the...
Well, some observers are still amazed at what they're seeing, although each round has gone by with repetitious regularity. Harold, how do you have it so far?
That gives you 6 rounds to nothing. 60-54, Manny Pacquiao. I mean, Oscar De La Hoya hasn't gotten off the schneid. He's getting shut out. And Freddie Roach used the key word at the end of round number 5 when he said, just keep turning him. Because that's what he's doing, just like I said before. Beautiful right jab, nice straight left hand by Pacquiao, and then he turns.
Not that respectful level of Mayorga, but he hasn't knocked out many of the top elite fighters in a long time.
Yeah, Ricardo Mayorga's no elite fighter in my view. No. He's the most willing target in the sport.
Yes.
Yeah, but still, you would think against the so-called smaller man, we'd see something more.
Yeah, but I think Jim summed it up. There's too much of everything. He just cannot figure out how to get into the fight, how to hold him off, how to get to him. It's too much of everything tonight.
Oscar is maybe trying to lay a trap, but Manny is too smart and too fast for it.
This fight's going to probably end up being stopped.
Manny Pacquiao is annihilating Oscar De La Hoya. And in the 7th round, De La Hoya has 0 answers for the Pacquiao assault.
No, he cannot do anything.
Pacquiao is making De La Hoya look old, slow, ineffectual, as though he is a sparring partner.
Some of us wonder
this fight's over with.
Whether Manny Pacquiao would become the Henry Armstrong of this era. Right now, he's looking like the immortal Armstrong.
And Oscar is barely throwing back. You wonder if Tony Weeks is thinking of stopping the fight.
Yes. He's looking
hard
entirely at
shots.
Oscar.
De La Hoya hasn't been down, but that may be the only thing that's keeping Weeks from stopping it. Oscar's left eye is almost closed.
He hasn't thrown a meaningful punch in Miller this whole round.
Pacquiao is closing in on landing 50 power shots in the round. It's the most power punches ever landed on De La Hoya in a single round of his career. And virtually all of his fights have been counted by CompuBox. An embarrassing 7th round.
Right here you see Pacquiao landing punch after punch. It is not so much just the way he's landing them. The body language and position of De La Hoya's body is tremendous.
He's cringing.
Yes,
he is cringing in the face of Pacquiao's unstoppable onslaught. CompuBox numbers in the 7th round. De La Hoya 7 of 24, and he threw 10 of those punches.
The last round, a 10-8 round for Pacquiao.
Well, and you heard the commission doctor indicating in De La Hoya's corner that he will not be allowed to continue. Naturally big welterweight, Antonio Margarito. All right, Larry, you envisioned this one. Could you see Pacquiao against Margarito?
No, and he himself says he's going back to 140 after this fight. This could be the end of the fight here.
Well, Oscar has no defense at all.
The fighter who may have the best chance of picking up his identity as the economic bell cow of the sport. Because Pacquiao's following is growing, not just in the Pacific Rim, but in the United States and Latin America as well. Tony Weeks has a tough decision in front of him. There's a lot of glory and a lot of money in Oscar De La Hoya's past, but he's getting beaten up.
Are you okay? Are you with that? You agree? Yes. One more round, or is that it? Is that it?
Right now, you're here. The corner is wanting to stop the fight.
Is that it? Yeah. That's it. It's over.
Manny Pacquiao has beaten Oscar De La Hoya.
And it was the right thing to do.
This is the last thing of all the choices we expected to see in this fight, which was a one-sided fight for Manny Pacquiao.
Gun trainer brought in for this fight finally told the truth to Oscar and said he's too fast, you can't stop him, and that's the end of that. And the pride of the Philippines again holds his gloves aloft. What you say, Emmanuel, was the right thing.
That's a very bad and embarrassing position to be in. You're sitting in the corner. And the entire conversation is about whether they can stop
victory,
this man from...
and still the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, the fighting pride of the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao.